There are cities around the world that offer expansive views and wide streets, but there's one city that offers something truly unique. It is known for being the narrowest city in the world. This city is proof that sometimes the most intriguing locations are those that test the limits of what can be fit in the smallest of areas. And that size isn't always an important factor. Imagine navigating a city that is only a few meters wide, but offers a wealth of cultural and historical experiences, all crammed into a very little space. Despite its modest size, this city has a lot of personality and charm. The idea that such a tiny footprint can contain so much beauty, history, and life frequently leaves visitors in wonder. The world's smallest city will be examined in this video, along with the amazing tales of its founding, culture, and the struggles of its citizens. This trip through the world's narrowest city will undoubtedly make you realize the charm that can exist in even the most constrained areas. From the history of this architectural wonder to the distinctive way of life of its residents. 1. The narrowest city's amazing architecture. The Philippines' Vigan, the capital of Ilocos Sur, is the narrowest city in the world. Its distinctive design, more than its size, is what sets it apart. The city is well known for its slender buildings and streets in certain places. Two individuals can hardly stand side by side. Vigan's history began during the Spanish colonial era, when the Spanish aimed to design a layout that would promote mobility and protection in an emergency. Because of its centuries-long preservation, this urban layout is a living historical site. Vigan's most notable feature is the Calle Crisologo, a cobblestone street that embodies the city's charming narrowness. This narrow street is reminiscent of a bygone period, with densely populated buildings on both sides. The street is lively despite its narrowness and provides a window into the city's diverse cultural past. Spanish colonial architecture makes up the majority of the homes in Vigan, which are built to endure earthquakes and other natural calamities while fostering a strong sense of community despite their small size. 2. Cultural significance and historical significance. Vigan's narrowness is a reflection of its rich cultural past as well as a physical feature. Vigan's streets have been painstakingly preserved as a UNESCO World Heritage Site to highlight the city's blending of indigenous Filipino, Chinese, and Spanish elements. Vigan developed into a significant Spanish galleon commercial hub over the ages, promoting cross-cultural interactions between the East and West. The city's roadways were narrow for practical and aesthetic reasons. The architecture of these narrow streets and alleys made defense simpler, allowing residents to swiftly block off areas of the city in an emergency. During the colonial era, the urban layout assisted in shielding the Spanish traders and inhabitants from repeated raids. The colonial homes, churches, and public areas that have been preserved provide tourists a chance to travel back in time, demonstrating the historical significance of the winding streets. A marvel of Baroque architecture, the St. Paul Cathedral is one of Vigan's most recognizable buildings. 3. Big tourists, narrow streets. The city's compact layout may make it difficult to build large-scale projects, but it has also produced a very distinctive ambiance that draws visitors from all over the world. Vigan's attractiveness is its small-town atmosphere, which is heightened by the city's winding, narrow roadways. In a small but lively area, visitors may stroll through Vigan's old streets, discover the Vigan Heritage Village, and feel the friendliness of the locals. The city's winding lanes make for a very personal journey. Vigan's winding streets provide a calmer, more contemplative atmosphere than bigger towns where noise and bustle rule. A more individualized and immersive experience is produced by the limitation of space, which compels visitors to slow down and appreciate the beauty of the surroundings. The city's historical museums, traditional handcraft stores, and, of course, its well-known empanada stands are the main attractions for tourists. From the Bantay Bell Tower, which provides sweeping views of the city, to the Vigan Longanisa, a regional sausage that is a vital component of the city's culinary identity, Vegan offers an unexpected array of attractions despite its small size. Vegan's narrowness is all the more impressive given how much culture and history it contains in such a short area. 4. The difficulty of living in a small city. The narrowest city in the world is not an easy place to live. Numerous problems arise from the shortage of space, particularly for the local population, which has had to adjust to the small area over time. Despite the city's well-maintained infrastructure, people frequently struggle with its constrained space for growth. Despite its attractiveness, the streets are too small for contemporary vehicles to maneuver through, making transit challenging. Due to space limitations, local firms find it challenging to grow. Many of Vegan's businesses are housed in the same small structures that were built centuries ago. Despite their historical significance, these structures need ongoing upkeep to survive the rigors of contemporary life. The people of Vegan have managed to make the most of their special living circumstances in spite of these obstacles. In ways that larger cities cannot equal, the city's tight layout encourages a strong sense of community, with neighbors regularly interacting and supporting one another. In actuality, a sense of intimacy and connection that is frequently lost in expansive urban settings is fostered by the city's tiny layout. 5. The financial benefits of compact living. Though it is only a small geographic area, Vegan has grown to be a vibrant economic hub in addition to being a well-liked tourism attraction. The tourism sector, which is focused on preserving Vegan's historical and cultural identity, is the backbone of the local economy. However, there are only so many hotels and enterprises that the little city can accommodate, which restricts the expansion potential. Despite these drawbacks, Vegan has maintained a thriving economy by embracing its distinction as the narrowest city in the world. To grow their businesses, many local business owners have resorted to crafts and customs, selling handcrafted objects, traditional Filipino attire, and regional cuisine. The city's historical significance also makes it possible for cultural tourism to flourish, drawing a constant influx of tourists each year. Because space is limited, the city's narrowness also affects how people live their daily lives. 6. Sustainability and urban planning in a small city. The small shape of Vegan necessitates careful attention of urban development. Implementing large-scale projects like new roads or public transit systems is challenging due to the city's modest size. Rather, the emphasis is on preserving the historical site's integrity while making sure the local population's requirements are satisfied. Innovative solutions have emerged in response to the problem of sustainable development in such a tiny space. For instance, the city's larger urban development plan includes the preservation of ancient sites, guaranteeing that Vegan's allure is preserved while simultaneously meeting the demands of its contemporary citizens. Although it is very challenging to administer public services like sewage treatment and trash management in such constrained spaces, the local administration has made a concerted effort to guarantee that these systems function properly. The environmental impact is also taken into consideration in Vegan's urban planning. 7. The narrowest city's future. The future of Vegan rests with its citizens and leaders as it continues to flourish as a well-liked tourist destination and a living historical site. It will be difficult to strike a balance between the needs of contemporary living and the preservation of the city's legacy. Although the city's narrowness may prevent it from growing, it also guarantees that Vegan will always be one of the world's most distinctive and culturally vibrant places. The narrowest city's future probably involves figuring out how to preserve its historical significance while making sure that its citizens have access to the facilities and services they require. Another difficulty is managing the growing number of visitors without causing the city to lose its allure or become overcrowded. However, Vegan's allure is found in its diminutive stature, which is precisely what has made it a representation of tenacity, culture, and history. In conclusion, it seems like entering a live time capsule when you enter the narrowest city in the world. Combining historical relevance with contemporary issues, the compact yet lively space provides a multitude of experiences. Visitors can get a genuinely unique look at a way of life that has endured through the ages in Vigan's winding streets, which are brimming with culture, history, and a sense of community. The world's tiniest city provides an amazing voyage into a spectacular place, whether it is because of its amazing architecture, rich cultural legacy, or the difficulties its citizens endure. Let us know in the comments what you think about entering the world's narrowest city. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.